There are 60 Bugatti Chiron per sports in existence. 60. And one of them is currently sitting in a YouTuber's workshop, half dismantled, surrounded by cameras, while the manufacturer watches from across the Atlantic, quietly furious. This is not just a story about a crashed hypercar. It's a story about ownership, control, and a question that's becoming impossible to ignore. When you spend millions of dollars on something, do you actually own it? To understand why this matters, you first need to understand what the Chiron per sport actually is. Bugatti built just 60 of them. Each one carried a base price of $3.6 million. Before options, before taxes, before the kind of bespoke personalization that Bugatti clients tend to request without blinking. At its heart sits an 8-liter, quad-turbocharged W16 engine producing 1,500 horsepower. The Per Sport variant was tuned specifically for handling and agility, revised gearing, lighter wheels, aerodynamic changes designed for twisting mountain roads rather than top-speed records. It is, in every measurable sense, one of the most complex road cars ever built. One of those 60 cars made its way to Florida, into the hands of Alex Gonzalez. By 2024, it had become a fixture of his social media presence. The kind of car that turns heads even in a world already overloaded with supercar content. Then traffic happened. It wasn't dramatic. No high-speed blowout, no catastrophic mechanical failure. Just the mundane brutality of a chain reaction on an American road, brake lights, a fraction of a second too little, and one car hitting another just hard enough to change everything. The Bugatti's front end absorbed the full force. The carbon fiber nose crumpled and split. Airbags deployed, hanging limp inside the cabin. The headlights were dark hollow sockets. Most critically, the front frame, the precise, engineered geometry that gives the car its structural identity, had buckled. The repair estimate that came back was staggering. Nearly $1.7 million just to begin sourcing the parts needed to start putting it back together. A Bugatti technician flew in from France to conduct the inspection. The assessment was thorough. The conclusion was swift. Total loss. The insurance company paid out, took possession of the car, issued a salvage title, and sent it to Copart, one of the world's largest salvage auction platforms, where wrecked vehicles go to await their next chapter. For most cars, that chapter is unremarkable. But this was not most cars. Matt Armstrong built his audience the same way he built his reputation, one wrecked car at a time. Lamborghinis, Porsches, BMWs, Audis. He'd bought them all at salvage auction, rebuilt them in his workshop, and documented every step for millions of subscribers. His formula was simple and it worked. Buy the damage, show the process, hide nothing. What followed was one of the most watched automotive series on YouTube. Individual episodes pulled millions of views. Forums dissected every frame. Engineers argued in comment sections. The question everyone was asking wasn't just can this be done, it was should it be done, and underneath that, something much more fundamental. Does he even have the right? Armstrong's position was clear from the start. He rebuilds cars professionally. He's documenting every step transparently. And he's not wrong, legally speaking. But legality and practicality are two very different things. Rebuilding a salvage car sounds straightforward until you understand what a modern Bugatti actually is. The Chiron isn't a collection of mechanical parts that can be swapped and replaced. It's a deeply integrated system: engine, transmission, aerodynamics, safety electronics, and software all calibrated together into a single, precise whole. Every sensor talks to every other sensor. The crash structures are engineered to behave in specific ways at specific speeds. The airbag deployment timing is tuned to the car's unique dynamics. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis is where the complexity becomes most serious. Carbon fiber is extraordinary, lightweight, incredibly strong, but it fails differently than steel. Damage can be microscopic and completely invisible to the naked eye. Hairline fractures that look like nothing can compromise the entire structure. Inspecting, repairing, and certifying carbon fiber at this level requires specialized scanning equipment, specific bonding procedures, and factory-level expertise that simply doesn't exist outside of Bugatti's own facility in Molsheim, France. Parts availability compounds the problem further. The Chiron was built in a run of 60. There is no aftermarket ecosystem. Many components can't be sourced through official channels once a vehicle carries a salvage title. The VIN is effectively blacklisted from the authorized parts network. Armstrong has been forced to hunt globally, reverse engineer components, and find creative solutions that Bugatti never intended or sanctioned. And then there's the software. Modern hypercars are locked behind proprietary diagnostic tools and calibration systems. You can replace a physical part, but without manufacturer access to calibrate it properly, you can't know with certainty that it will behave correctly when it matters most. Bugatti's position has been consistent throughout. The company isn't refusing to fix the car, quite the opposite. They have publicly, repeatedly offered to repair the Chiron Per Sport at their factory in Molsheim. Bring it home, they say, and we'll make it right. What they won't do is support an independent rebuild. In January 2026, Bugatti Rimac CEO mate Rimac stepped in with a rare public video statement, an unusual move for a hypercar CEO responding to what was, on the surface, an internet debate about a single wrecked car. But the stakes had clearly grown large enough to demand a response. Rimac addressed misinformation first. Online posts had inflated Bugatti's repair costs to near mythological levels, claiming, for instance, that a pair of headlights cost $150,000. Rimac corrected the figure, approximately €50,000 for the pair. Still extraordinary. Still a number that made jaws drop. But accurate, and the difference matters when the narrative around your brand is being shaped by viral exaggerations. Then he turned to safety, which was always the real point. He explained that many Bugatti components, even those sharing supplier codes with other vehicles in the Volkswagen Group ecosystem, are not functionally identical to their counterparts in other cars. They've been tested and calibrated specifically for the Chiron's crash dynamics, its weight distribution, its performance envelope. An airbag system that works perfectly in one context may not perform correctly in another if the calibration is off. In a car capable of the speeds a Chiron reaches, off by a margin is not acceptable. Rimac was careful to note that none of this was personal. He expressed genuine respect for Armstrong and what he was attempting. But respect doesn't change the engineering reality. Here's where the story stops being about one car and starts being about something much larger. Ownership has always carried a simple promise. You buy something, it becomes yours. You decide what happens to it. You can drive it, sell it, modify it, repair it, or take it apart piece by piece if the mood strikes you. That promise is the foundation of property rights, of used markets, of the entire salvage and restoration industry. Millions of vehicles move through salvage auctions every year. They get rebuilt. They return to roads. Nobody considers it controversial. But modern machines, especially machines at the extreme end, are no longer purely mechanical objects. They're software-controlled, sensor-dependent systems. And manufacturers retain control over the tools, the software, the calibration procedures, and in many cases the parts themselves, long after the vehicle leaves the factory. The physical object transfers at purchase. The ecosystem around it often doesn't. This tension isn't unique to Bugatti. Farmers have fought for years over the right to repair their own tractors without manufacturer software locks. Phone owners battle it every time a third-party repair voids a warranty or disables a feature. Appliance manufacturers, tech companies, automakers, they all sit at the same uncomfortable intersection of ownership and control. The rebuild continues. The cameras keep rolling. Millions of people are watching a dismantled $3.6 million hypercar take shape, or attempt to, in a private workshop thousands of miles from the factory that built it. What this story has already done, regardless of how the rebuild ends, is force a conversation that the automotive industry has been quietly avoiding. When you spend millions on a machine this complex, what exactly transfers to you? The title? The keys? The car itself? Or something less than full control, ownership with conditions attached, a relationship with the manufacturer that doesn't end at the point of sale? The Chiron Per Sport will either run again or it won't. Matt Armstrong will either prove it's possible or document exactly why it isn't. Either outcome is worth watching. But the question underneath it, who really owns the things we buy, isn't going away. It's getting louder,